Hey guys, I'm Andy.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're going to be talking about Mandalorian, the rest of the season. We already reviewed the first 2 episodes in our channel earlier when they came out, so we're just going to get into the rest of the season, give our thoughts on it.
Before we give our thoughts on the overall season, we wanted to let you guys know there will be spoilers for The Mandalorian Season 1, so if you've not seen it, make sure to watch it and then come back and watch the rest of this video.
Yeah, for sure. So why don't we start with episode 3 where we left off. And this episode was a great episode, bringing the child back to the client and him getting his best car. I thought that was a lot of good armor on him.
Yeah, there were some epic scenes in that movie, and the ending of this episode is what really stands out. You get the first big action sequence in this show, and it feels like something straight out of a movie.
Yeah, and I liked seeing all the other Mandalorians come, and all that lore too, like seeing them underground, and then it paying off in the end with them coming in and saving him. And Carl Weathers' character in this episode was an interesting twist for his character to take.
Oh yeah, I agree. I didn't think that he was gonna die, and he didn't die, as we saw, but it was shocking.
Yeah, of course. And then after this episode, it kind of slowed down a little bit. Episode 4 and 5 I thought were good, but definitely the weakest 2 of the season. Episode 4 was cool to introduce Cara Dune. I'm pretty sure that's when she got introduced, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, and it was like the basic Western plotline that we've seen before, so it kind of lacked in that, but it was interesting to see Mandalorian in action again.
Yeah, and the AT-ST was cool, and it was super cute. I remember at the end of that episode when Baby Yoda was like saying goodbye to all his friends. Like the child, he's just so cute.
He's definitely one of the best new characters of 2019.
Oh yeah, he is probably my favorite character on this show. I don't know, Mandalorian's awesome, but the child is great.
Yeah.
And then episode 5 was good as well. I think that was called The Stranger. It was cool to see him go back to Tatooine, and that was like, this is definitely the weakest episode of the season, I thought.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't remember his name, but the villain or whatever he even was a horrible actor and very irritating.
Yeah, that Bobby Cannavale's son, he was bad. His acting was pretty bad. But it was cool to see them on the speeders, traveling through Tatooine, and then the original actress who played Mulan, she was a cool character, and then of course that hint at the end of Boba Fett. I love that.
Do you think it's Boba Fett?
Yeah, I do think it's him, and I think in the second season we'll see another hint of him, and in season 3 he'll come back.
That would be awesome. I hope he's incorporated into the show. But episode 6 is one of the most fun episodes. You get that whole heist thing with the crew where they try and break someone out of the prison ship.
Yeah, Bill Burr and his crew. Bill Burr, he's one of my favorite comedians, and him in this show was so funny when he made fun of Jar Jar. And then also Osha from Game of Thrones, she was good, and then Clancy Brown. That whole crew was really fun, and to see how Mandalorian saved them for the end, and then he got that whole thing blown up by the X-Wings was really good. I
hope that crew comes back in later seasons.
Yeah, I for sure think they will. That was maybe the most exciting episode, I thought.
Honestly, it was the first truly intense, besides episode 3 ending.
Yeah, for sure. And then Chapter 7, I thought, is where... Chapter 7 and 8 I think the best 2 episodes.
Yeah, 7 and 8 are above the rest of the season. This is where it gets taken to the next level.
And it finally ties back in, because a lot of those 3 episodes, 4, 5, and 6, were side quest adventures. Yeah. This ties it back in with the child and the client and everything. And seeing Mandalorian return to Carl Weathers with some good stuff, the plot developing there was good.
Oh yeah, and Moff Gideon as the villain is introduced, and Giancarlo Esposito, who also plays Gus in Breaking Bad. You get some Breaking Bad vibes here. Yeah,
for sure. And also in that episode, too, that's when they reintroduce IG-11 and Quill coming back into the picture. And all that stuff with IG-11 being reprogrammed, I thought was great. And then that very shocking and sad moment at the end when Quill died was really good.
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger for sure.
I was sad. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And then the best episode of the season, episode 8, which was called Redemption, I loved this episode.
Yeah, Taika Waititi directed this one, and you can definitely tell.
Yeah, right from the beginning when those stormtroopers are talking, and they're just punching Baby Yoda, and then IG-11 just comes out of nowhere and saves them and then drives off. I had chills in that opening.
Oh, it was a badass intro. I have chills thinking about it right now.
I love that intro. And then, of course, he comes in and saves them. The action in that episode was so good.
Yeah. Yet again, this whole series is better than any of the sequel trilogy, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because it feels like a movie. It feels like Disney had a plan. And I can't wait for the future of this show because of how great the quality of the show is.
Yeah, for sure. And I did like in that episode how they took off the Mandalorian's helmet and how it was IG-11 that saved him. And then, of course, going down in the sewers, seeing that one girl, the Forger, I liked her a lot. And seeing her just, crack those stormtroopers' masks was really cool, too. And then, of course, the final 20 minutes with the jetpack when him and Gus are just staring, and Moff Gideon are just staring off at each other, and he just flies up and hooks him onto the ship. That was awesome.
It was so great to see him finally get the jetpack. We wanted it all season long. It's the iconic thing that Mandalorians have, and he got it. And he took down the TIE fighter that Moff Gideon was in, and then at the very end of the episode, he breaks out with the Darksaber.
Yeah, and that was cool to see. I didn't really know much about the Darksaber, but obviously I watched some videos on it, and I'm excited to see what happens in the second season. Of course, him looking off into the horizon, like the Mandalorian and the child are going off to find his species and everything, which is going to be a really good storyline, I thought. I'm just excited that Gus didn't die.
Yeah, I liked the little Clone Wars tie-in because I like that show.
So overall, I thought Mandalorian Season 1 was pretty much the perfect entry to start this show off. Jon Favreau did a great job with the show running, and Pedro Pascal in the lead role and the child were definitely the standouts of the season. IG-11 too is great.
Yeah, this is easily my favorite Star Wars content in a very long time, since almost the original trilogy, I'd say. The mystery behind The Mandalorian moving forward is clear. There's a lot of unanswered questions moving forward, and they have a plan for the show. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they need to take over Star Wars, if I'm being honest, and I can't wait for the future of the show. So that's going to be a wrap for our thoughts on Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like this video and comment your thoughts on the season down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're having a lot of fun with it, and it would mean the world to us. So until next time, see you guys later.
See you guys.